Hi, I'm Lynda Downing. My nickname is Marnie. This is my personal goals video for my ePortfolio. So I'll talk a little bit about myself, some personal information. My name is Lynda Marquette Downing. My nickname is Marnie. That is my birth given nickname that's actually on my birth announcements. I was born and raised in Garden City, Kansas. I attended the University of South Dakota in Vermillion, South Dakota, where I achieved a BS in elementary education and special education, achieved an early childhood endorsement and middle school endorsement. I went to the University of South Dakota on a swimming scholarship and I was a 6-time All-American in that sport. I also wanted to talk a little bit about our family business, which is education. The majority of us, my cousins and my extended family, are all in education, which included an uncle, grandparents, and great-grandparents. My hobbies are crocheting, reading, searching antique shops and vintage stores, genealogy, and traveling. So a little bit about my career so far. This is my 26th year as an educator. My first year was in Dodge City, Kansas, where I was a special educator, kindergarten through 3rd grade for Northwest Elementary. Then I moved to Lake in Kansas, where I was a special educator for 5th through 6th grade for 3 years at their grade school. Then I got married and moved to Hoxie, Kansas, and then I worked in Grinnell, Kansas as a special educator, K through 12, which covered the whole district. That was for 1 year. Then we moved to Douglas, Kansas, a small town outside of Wichita, Kansas. And then I chose to try my hand at elementary education. So I chose to go into do 4th grade for Ingalls Edison, which is a school in Wichita, Kansas. Then, unfortunately, we separated and divorced, and I moved to Arkansas City, Kansas, where I was a special educator for 7th grade for 11 years, and I was the department head there for a number of years. I'm currently living in Buckland, Kansas, as a special educator at our junior high for 5th through 8th grade. This is my 9th year here. I am the department head for special education. I'm also on the district leadership team and the general curriculum committee. So my career goal is to be a special education administrator for a large district or an interlocal cooperative. And I chose to include this quote because it shows exactly what I needed at the time when I chose to change the path in my career. Challenge yourself to do better and be better. Growth starts with a decision to move beyond your present circumstances. So a number of years ago, about 3 years ago, I was really debating about what I wanted to do with the rest of my life professionally. I had felt that I had done a lot as a special educator. I had had the opportunity to work with many students and many different types of students, and I thought it needed a different challenge. However, I didn't want to leave special education behind. So that's why I chose to be a special education administrator. So my personal goals. In 1 to 5 years, I'd like to move to a new, larger community. Buckland is a wonderful place to be, and it's a wonderful place to raise your family. But it's time for me to move someplace new and try something new. I'd like to obviously purchase a new car and a new house in the process of moving. And then I'd also hopefully will give me an opportunity to be an active member in a new congregation. I enjoy going to the Episcopalian Church, and that we don't have one here in Buckland. I will continue to travel with my family. I love to travel, and luckily I was able to do that last summer. In 6 to 10 years, I want to travel abroad to Egypt and to the British Isles. I love Egypt and I love archaeology. I have since I was a small girl, so I would love to have the opportunity to see those hieroglyphs in person. And then I'd also like to be able to spend time in the British Isles. That's where my family is from many, many generations ago. I am Scottish, Irish, and British. And beyond in those 10 years, I'm not really sure. I would imagine at some point I will think about retiring. I am going to be 51 years old. So at some point I will need to start thinking about what my retirement will look like and what that new chapter will be. So my professional goals. course, in the next 1 to 5 years, I want to be a special education administrator, a student advocate, and a special educator supporter. I may go back and complete my superintendent's degree. We'll just see if I need to, and if that's something that I am compelled to do at that time. In 6 to 10 years, I will continue to be a special education administrator, maybe a college professor, and or presenting at conferences. In the next 10 years, I don't know. Hopefully, I will still continue to be a special education administrator, looking towards my years of retirement and a new challenge in my life. So why did I choose Fort Hays University? My question is why? Why wouldn't I? It's online. It's a virtual school. It's in Western Kansas, where I'm from. I have family ties to Fort Hays State University. My parents went to Fort Hays State University. My aunt and uncle went to Fort Hays State University. My other aunt and uncle went to Fort Hays State University. So it made complete sense to attend Fort Hays State University. And the cost is very reasonable. So what are your initial expectations for this program? One, I want the work to be I think the work was going to be challenging, and at times I will be overwhelmed, which was true. To succeed, I will need to bring my best to every module and an assignment. Number 4, I will have the opportunity to learn from my peers. 5, I will receive a first-class education. And 6, I will be changed both personally and professionally. So here's the takeaway from my presentation. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Nelson Mandela. So thanks. Thanks for taking the time to listen to some information about myself and my video.